processing after the first day, want you to continue to do that. That would be great. All right. So let's all take a deep collective breath together. Just gonna bring ourselves into this container today. Deep breath in. And then breathe out. Good. As you breathe out, if there's any sigh, if there's anything that you want to let go of, breathe it out. Okay. Ivana, you're feeling a little shaky. Good. You're here to release it. Perfect. This is the best space for you to do that. All right. And just while you're breathing, remember the reason that called you here. Last class, I asked you why you're here. And just remember the commitment that you made for yourself. And give yourself a clap and a pat on your back because you showed up for day 2. You showed up. That is amazing. And it needs to be celebrated because how many times have people not shown up for themselves? And by being in day 2, you have showed up for yourself. And I want to really congratulate you for that. Okay? And so remember your commitment that you gave to be here, to play full out while also honoring your energy by being present and fully present. All right. Your presence here, by you being here, it opens up a portal of possibility for you, for me, for all of us. Okay. We are all in this container together, and it's a calibration of the frequency. Even the title, like Nervous System Reset, there's a frequency to it. That's why I chose it. And so by being here, you get to calibrate, and in a group, calibrate to this frequency. And I have never had such a big group of people in terms of wanting to watch the replays and be here. So it's amazing. We have 90 people here. Not everyone, obviously, is here in person, but you are here, and all of us together, think of the possibilities that we could create together. So your presence, you bringing you here, is calibrating to the container. And your presence will also unlock inside of you the wisdom that you need to take that next step forward. People are always asking me, but where do I go? What do I do next? That answer is inside of you. It's not inside of me. I may say something that might unlock a possibility for you, but the answer is within you. And this space allows you to access that. And that's what we're going to do in today. And every time you participate in the chat, every time you write me an email, you calibrate again and again. Some people have watched this on replay another time. And I do that too. When I'm looking to my mentors and my coaches, and when I'm on a program, I watch it over and over again. And I will tell you, the secret is I speed it up on the second time just so I can hear it, but because I've already heard it the first time. So it does save time. Anyway, so every time you watch it, you recalibrate again, right? And you co-regulate. This is how we learn to regulate our nervous system when we were younger, is through co-regulation, right? To regulate with others. And you're in a space where other people want to create change in their nervous system, want to regulate their nervous system. So in that space, you get to calibrate and you get to learn to co-regulate while we're doing the work, right? And so how you show up today, yesterday, every day is going to dictate the change that you want to see. So that is why I'm so excited that you're here. And that's why we're celebrating it, because in your mind, you might say, it's no big deal. You told me it was 3 days. I'm here, but it is a big deal. And we also don't celebrate ourselves enough. So that's why you get the clap. All right. And also, if you don't show up for you, and decide that you're worth making a change for, who's going to do that? No one else is going to. No one's going to show up for you. No one's coming to save you. We grew up in a time, well, I did in a way, where I was watching a lot of Disney movies when I was young, and oh, someone needs to come and save me. Someone needs to come and rescue me, right? No, only you. A different version of yourself is going to come, and that's you. All right, so the answers are all within you. I don't know anything that you don't know, in terms of I only know what's in me and you know what's in you, and we're going to together create the portal and the vortex that allows you to see what's next for you. So on day one, just a little recap, we talked about the C.A.R.E method for nervous system regulation. C stands for, I've been saying for those of you in the Daily Dose of Healing, I've been saying C is for cookie because my kids were watching Sesame Street the other day. But C is actually for connection. Cookies are also yummy and they are also fun, just like connection. So C is for connection, but it can also be for cookie too, right? We did an embodiment exercise that allows us to connect to the sensations or pain in the body. And then we started to open a little dialogue with parts of our body. So the A in the C.A.R.E stands for acknowledgement, right? Acknowledging the parts of ourselves that we've resisted. So after we connect, we start to bring acknowledgement to that area and awareness to those parts. So A can also be for awareness if you like awareness better, but it's an A. So take the awareness or the acknowledgement. And we're bringing awareness to the parts that we've isolated. And what we want to do is we want to move forward with all of our parts. Every time we say, nope, not gonna think about this pain, nope, gonna ignore that, yep, don't wanna know about my shoulder, not even gonna deal with my leg right now, you're pushing away parts of yourself. How can you be whole when you're resisting part of who you are? If your body is talking to you, that part is meant to be talking to you right now. So we need to bring that part into the today so that it can be in alignment with who you are. Right? So we're inviting all of our parts to the table. Right? All of our fears are allowed at the table. What we're going to do, though, is you don't want your fear driving the car. Okay, let's say we're packing everybody into the minivan. Your desires are going to drive, but the fear is allowed to be there, okay, because it's a part of you. So no kicking anybody out or throwing anybody out of the car. All right, so we're going to start with an embodiment practice. And with each of the letters, the C, the A, the R, and the E, there's an embodiment practice because your nervous system is in your body. Woohoo, right? Newsflash. So we have to be in our body. We have to touch our body. We have to be here and present in the body so that we can make the change that we want to see in the body. And then once you change the nervous system, the resonance of the nervous system, it changes your thoughts. Your thoughts change your emotions change your results, or your actions, and then your actions change your results. So it all starts with the level of the nervous system and the frequency and vibration that your nervous system is giving off. I was reading something yesterday and they're like, what if your age isn't shown by like a number? What if it's actually shown by your energy? How old would the energy that you're carrying around be? Maybe some of those wrinkles are energy that has still been there for a long time that hasn't been processed, right? Because you see some people looking like a spring young chicken, even though they're older. So how old is your energy and what needs to be reframed and to alchemize and to be used in another way? So I want you just to get into a comfortable position, seated, lying down. We've already connected with our body at the beginning. We've already breathed. So we're primed to do this work. Okay? So I want you to think of a part of yourself that you've ignored, you've sent away, you've resisted, you've tried to cut out, tried to freeze out, you've tried to medicate out. You can use the same one as a couple days ago or a new one if you choose. Bring that part up. Wonderful. And we're not going to stay here. I just want you to see where that part is. Now, we're going to do the other spectrum. Find an area in your body that's feeling well. Find an area of your body that feels light, or that has no tension, or is that feels free. And you're going to put one hand on that part, whatever that is, wherever that is. Find the good part. And just take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth to the freest part of yourself, to the most expansive part of who you are. The part that's doing well, that's excited to be here, that is smiling, that's having fun. Breathe into that. And your other hand is going to connect to that first part that we were thinking about, the one that you've ignored, the one that you've sent away. That's where the other hand is going to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to help recalibrate the energies. We are going to bring some of the energy of that excited, that fun, that wonderful part of yourself, and we're going to teach the other part what the energy of fun is, what the energy of expansion, what the energy of freedom is. Okay, so you have one hand on one part and one hand on the other, just so that we can know what we're working with. Okay, now you're going to bring both hands to the most expansive part of who you are. Okay, and breathe into there. Bring as much breath as you can. And out. Good, we're going to breathe in 3 times. Now bring in the breath, the energy, all that you can. Expand that expansive part even more. Good. One more time. You can add some movement. You can add double the breath. Get even more energy into there. Bring your focus into there. Into your hands, what you're going to collect is all the energy of that excited, that fun, that expansive, that grateful, the grace, all of it that you just put into that breath. And now you're going to move both your hands and you're going to take it and put it on the other part. The one that's a little shaky, the one that is a little scared, the one that has a little bit of tension. And you're just going to take a little breath into that area. Good. So now both your hands, the ones that have been filled with all that joy, with all that expansion, it's just coming to see that other part. Good. You're doing great. And you're going to stay here again for 3 breaths. Good. And let the energy from your hands that you've just taken from your first part infuse, go through your skin and into your body, and see if you could reach that tension, the tighter part of you, the shaky part of you, the scared part of you. And after 3 breaths, go back to the expansion, the freedom, the joy, the excitement, that part of yourself, and collect a little more energy. Breathe it in. Bring your energy there. Move your body. You're going to do this for 3 breaths. Collect as much of the expanded, the light, the brightness, the sun, all of it. Good. That's it. And with every breath, see if you can expand that area even more and collect even more of that energy into your hands. You got it. And then slowly bring it back down, both your hands, to that other part. And you might notice there's a little bit of difference here. You might start to warm up a little. Might be a little less shaky. Might start to wake up. Step out of the shadows. Good. And just allow the energy of the excitement, the fun, the grace, the abundance, all of it transfer through your hands and into that other part. The love. And let that heart know how much it's loved. How much gratitude that it is here, that it showed up today. It spoke up today so that we could hear what it has to say. And we are eternally grateful for that. That message is what is going to bring you to the other side, to your next step. And all it needed was a little love, a little attention, a little grace to speak up. Good. You're just going to bring your hands to your side. And we're just going to talk to our body. Okay, and just repeat. You can repeat in your head or out loud. I have different parts. And I have different rhythms. Parts I like and parts I don't like. Parts that are big. Parts that are small. Parts that are free. And parts that are tense. Parts that are expanded. And parts that are stuck. Parts that love. And parts that fear. Parts that are really, 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 really smart. And then parts that are really, really, really dumb. And that's for laughing. But guess what? They're all me. And just take a couple breaths with your hands at your side. Observe your body. What's different? All your parts are allowed and welcome here today. They all have a place at the table. We're calling them all to the table. It's a family gathering, all right? It's a New Year's Day family gathering. And guess what? You might not like your Uncle Joe. Sometimes your Aunt Martha's a little annoying, but for one meal, you can come together one day to celebrate this new and next version of yourself. And so call forward all the parts of you. Bring them all back from the different timelines that have existed. The littler you, the big you, the wise you, the teenage you, the grumpy you. Everyone is welcome. All of you is welcome here today. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. And how was that exercise for you? What changed? What stayed the same? You can go ahead and write it in the chat. And I'll just read it as it comes up because there's a bit of a delay. So that was the acknowledge or awareness, whichever A you would like to use, part. All right, C is connection. A is acknowledge, awareness, bringing back all the different parts of you from all the different timelines of all the existences so that you can be one and fully here, fully present, and in alignment. See, I know some of you have been like, I've been doing this work forever. I've been trying to manifest forever. I've been trying, and you've not been doing it with all of your parts. You've been doing it with parts of your parts. Ivana, you're breathing without the tension that you had. Beautiful. The pain in part of your body that you focus on is less. Wonderful. And remember, you don't have to just do this once. You can do this exercise again and again and keep bringing in more of the awareness and acknowledgement into all of who you are. This isn't a one-day thing. Okay, so acknowledge. And the next part is the R part, is reframe. Okay, we're not eliminating, right? We're not wishing away ourselves. We're not trying to eradicate all those limiting beliefs that we think we have, that are keeping us, that we think are blocking us from the next level. You know, I hear a lot, I can't do this and that because I have an limiting belief. And Chantel just writes, my gut was feeling bubbly and whatnot, general unease, but it's gone. Yay! Yay for you. All right. So again, you don't need to eradicate everything, right? But we can reframe it, change our relationship to that. Right? So we are meaning making machines, right? We make up a meaning about everything. Even yesterday, I read a comment about somebody, one of my friends had typed, thank you for like your opinion. And I took it to mean like, what? Thank you for my opinion. And then I was like, wait a sec. She just means thank you for your opinion. That's it. But I read it as your opinion. Right? And so how many times have we had miscommunication just simply by reading something and not reading something, or reading it with the lens with which we are currently seeing that world? When I read it again, I was like, okay, she's a friend of mine. She's literally just saying thank you. Okay, where did that come from? Right? What belief is there right now? What needs to be reframed? What part of my nervous system was reacting in that moment? Okay, so when we reframe our belief, we want to know, what meaning did we give it? What did we make it mean about us? So I want you to take an example from your life. Now, don't go to the biggest, darkest, deepest trauma that you've ever had, okay? Please don't do that. Pick like your last argument, okay? Pick like something that bothered you a bit. You can delve into the big dark traumas later, okay? Preferably with someone else there. But take an example from your life, all right? The last argument you had, or we just went through, you know, the holiday season, maybe someone bothered you, okay? Maybe someone, you know, impacted you in some way. A recent fight with your partner, family member, whatever it is, okay? Want you in your head just to go back to that event and connect where it is in your body. So you're thinking of the event in your head, and then your body's going to react as if it's living through that event again. And just see where it is. We're not staying there. We're not dancing there. We're just seeing, okay, there's a spot here. All right. Now, what thoughts were you thinking at that time? And so you can write this out if you want, or you can just replay it in your head. What thoughts were coming up? Were you thinking like, this is stupid, they are stupid, you know, I can't believe they don't agree with me, why is my family so annoying, right? Why are they so frustrating? What thoughts came to you? I'll just give you a second to write it down or to think about it. Most common ones are like, I can't believe this is happening right now. I'm so frustrated. Once you have that thought, I want you to look at that thought and say, what was the belief? What was the limiting belief here? So if the thought, let's say, for example, was, I can't believe this is happening. How come no one ever hears me? Why aren't they listening? They're just not listening to me. I want to say my point of view and no one is listening. So the belief is no one listens to me or I'm not heard. Right? That's the real reason you're upset, because you don't feel heard. So use the thoughts that you were having. I can't afford this. I don't have enough money. There's not enough time. There's not enough energy. What is the belief? I'm not enough. Why won't they call me back? How come I always have to wait? Okay. What if the thought, the belief was, I'm not seen, I'm not heard? What was the limiting belief that came up from the thoughts that you were having? And again, you can write it down if you like, or you can just play this in your head. So at first, we just connected to an event. Next, we saw briefly where it was happening in our body, or where our body pulled or had a sensation. Then what we did was we delve into what thoughts or feelings were you having? What was there? Next, what is the limiting belief? Okay. And the last piece, or two pieces, sorry. What did you make it mean about you? What did you make that belief or that thought mean about you? That I'm not enough, I'm not loved, I'm not heard, I'm not seen. Some of the answers could be the same as the previous one, but I'm just asking it in a different way. So maybe it brings up a different response in you. Okay, but we're going to the next level. There is essentially a thought that happened or an emotion that happened, and then the belief of what it means about you. And to give you an example, let's say you're 5 years old, for your birthday, for Christmas, you ask for a bike from Santa. I want a blue bicycle. I just want a bicycle from Santa. That's all I want from Santa. Okay. Santa did not bring you a blue bicycle. You don't know that Santa may be like, okay, you already have a red bicycle. You don't need a blue bicycle. You don't know that Santa was like, well, maybe I thought they would really like a drone or whatever instead of the bicycle. Who knows what Santa thought, right? You did not get your blue bike. And you said what it made what you made it mean about you is Santa does not love me. I am not loved. Right? So and when you're looking at it from that point of view, you're like, well, of course it's not true because we know Santa loves everybody. But this Santa you just didn't get the blue bike. Okay? But you can see how we can make a meaning out of something, right? And then later you find out that your parents have been Santa and that your parents didn't love you because you didn't get your blue bicycle. So I'm just laughing, but we can make up multiple meanings for a lot of things. Okay, so what did you make this mean about you? And then the last thing is, once you get to your belief, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not loved, I'm not seen, I'm not heard, I'm not whatever enough, I'm not safe, right? How has this belief served you? So the reason that the belief is here in this way is because it served you, right? If you can say, I'm not safe, if your belief is, I'm not safe, then you can give yourself an excuse not to do something, right? If you need a certain amount of money to feel safe, then if you go over it or under it, you don't feel safe. And then it'll dictate what you can and can't do, right? if you want to, let's say you run a business and you want to put yourself out on social media and you say, oh, it's not safe, then you're not going to do it. But the belief has served you because it's protected you, right? And so we think this belief. We want to know if we touch our hand on that hot stove, that there is a danger and that it is not safe, right? But if we avoid every single stove for the rest of our life and never cook, we're going to have a bit of an issue getting food, right? At some point, you're going to need to know how to use a stove. Okay. So how has this belief served me? And then the very last thing, and I want you to go over this part again and again and again, because every single time you're going to unlock something in it. We just don't have enough time to do all of it. Okay? How can I meet this need in a better serving way? The final question you ask yourself is, how can I meet this same need that I have? Like the same belief, but in a way that serves me. Right? So let's take the social media example. What if I want to be like a speaker and I don't want to put myself out there because I don't think it's safe, right? But I still have a need of wanting to get exposure so people know who I am, right? Then you can reframe it by saying, what if I put myself out there and the right people find me? What if I put myself out there and I attract the exact people I need to bring me to the next level of who I am? What if I create a container, because I put myself out there, I create a container that can help change the lives of millions of people, right? Like, how can you change it so it serves you, right? What if I go outside and, instead of all the fears, everything that I'm fearful coming true, what if everything I desire is there? Right? And remember, fear is allowed with you. It's not driving the car. Desire drives your car. Who you want to be drives your car. All right. So that was a lot of head and thinking and all that stuff. So now we do the embodiment part of it. So with the nervous system, it's always embodiment. It always comes back to the body. And so close your eyes. Once again, out of your head, into your body. We're playing around in there. Good. And I want you to bring your hands. You're going to bring them to your face, but your palms are going to be facing outwards. So if you need to open your eyes to see what I'm doing, you can. But your hands are going to be at your face, right in front of you, and then your palms are going to be facing outwards. Perfect. And so what we're going to start to do is you're going to slowly start to push your hands out in front of you, okay, all the way until they're extended. And now you're going to do it, you're going to start to play here. So you're going to, as you push your hands out, you're going to find some areas that are different from others, like some air that's there. Like maybe you get to a place where it's a little more dense, or you notice your arms slowing down even though you're trying to push yourself all the way through. Maybe you notice that there's a little bit of heaviness in the field, right? All you're doing, maybe you're like, I have no idea what's going on, but that's okay. Slow it down, speed it up. See what is there, okay? As you push your hands out, you're gonna notice, oh, something is different there, or you just intuitively feel like stopping somewhere. Okay? And if you have no idea, that's awesome, that's okay. You're gonna just pick a spot, because that is the right one. That's how easy this is. If you don't know in your head, you know in your heart, your body knows. All right, so You're going to do this one more time, and you're going to find a spot in front of you that you want to start working with, okay? And what you're going to do is the breath is in through the mouth and out through the mouth. In through the mouth and out through the mouth. This is a merging breath. Again, remember, each different pattern of breath has a different state associated in your body with it. So merging of energies. And as you breathe in and out your mouth, you're going to start to slowly swish your hands in front of you. So you're going to circle them clockwise or counterclockwise, up to you, whatever you feel called to do. You're going to start moving your hands. That's it. You got it, you got it, you got it. Looks like this. But you don't have to do it for long, just 10 seconds. Right? Breathing in through the mouth and out through the mouth. And once you're done, you're going to recheck that space in front of you. Okay? You're going to bring your hands back to your face, touching your nose, and then you're going to push forward, and you're going to notice a difference. It might be easier to do so. You might, it might be smoother. You might just go right through. So what's different? Type in the chat as I drink my water. What do you notice? What was different after the exercise as before? All right, less resistance. Good. Let's see. Definitely less density. Good. Expansion, less tension. Wonderful. So the area that you stopped, wherever that was, there was a belief there. There was like a limiting belief that was in your field, and all you did was clear it. How easy is that? So easy. We were doing the mental exercises and the gymnastics and coming up with those beliefs. So what that did was it translated into our body. And so when we found the limiting belief, it was what we would find in, so we found it in space. We found it where we hold it in space. And all we did was move it and change it and alchemize the energy so that that belief is not there anymore. Because if that belief isn't there, if your belief was like a wall, you would be like, how can I get through this wall? Well, I might go under it. I might go through it if I really feel like I have a lot of force. But if it's not there, there's no resistance, right? Just walk right on through. So we've removed some resistance within you. We've alchemized the energy. We've reframed the limiting belief, both in the 3D world through the exercise we just did, and then also in your energy fields. Okay, so that is reframing. And then the last part of the C.A.R.E. method, C.A.R.E. method, the E is for expansion. It's my favorite part. Expansion. Expansion of your vision, of the version of yourself that you want to be, of that full you, your most divine essence, your connection to source. When you're like 100 years old, what type of life do you want to have lived? What do you want to have said about you? What do you want to have been done, right? What do you want to call in? That is the E for expansion. What do you want to call in your life? What desires are there just for you, right? It's within your heart, but maybe it's been a long time since you've heard it speak. Or maybe you keep telling yourself that you're too old, you're too this, you can't do this. Whatever it is, what desires are there that are calling you forward? That is expansion. That's where we live. That's where we play. That is our vision for who we want to be, for us, for you, for me, and for all of us in the world. What kind of world do you want to see? What steps can you take towards that in full alignment? What aligned vision comes forward to you? That is expansion. It's my favorite place. They're all my favorite places, but especially this one. All right. So So how do you call it in? How do you call in who you want to be? Well, because who you want to be is you, it's already here, right? Because it's you. It is already here. All right, in some form, because you're sitting in front of me. I see you. I see all of you, right? The block, we've reframed the blocks, any blocks that you've had, or the specific one that we were working with today, right? But what if there was never a block there? Because what if the block was just something you placed between you and who you wanted to be so that you didn't have to be that person? Right? What if it's not a block and it's just an allowing of energies, an allowing of you opening up, an allowing of you stepping into your power, allowing of different energies in and out of your system? There was no block because it's you. You are there, right? So expand is about going into that next version of yourself. Take what you're most afraid of and reframe it, right? What if you go all in on yourself in this process, and in the end, you become the best version of yourself, right? You fulfill everything that you've wanted to. All right, we're gonna do our last embodiment exercise for today, for expand. Okay, deep breaths for expand, right? Get into that comfy position once more. Closing your eyes. This is like a lighter, there's lightness and expansion. You've let go of the heaviness of the beliefs and the thoughts and the emotions and all that. And now you're in expansion. Feel how light your body is compared to when we started today. You're almost floating. I want you to imagine that you are walking in a beautiful field. It's warm. The sun is on your face. If you have any allergies, they don't bother you. Perfect place for you. You can feel the wind just blowing on your cheeks, the birds chirping, any animals nearby. Maybe there's a stream. Maybe you hear water. Put yourself in this beautiful field. Your favorite flowers are there. You're walking down this path, this very familiar path. And it starts to take you through the forest. You see these beautiful trees. You hear the chirping of the birds. The wind is still blowing. The sun is going through the trees and hitting you on your face, keeping you nice and warm. As you come across the forest, as you're walking in the forest, you come across a very familiar place. It's a house. It invites warmth. You feel good. You feel safe as you're walking towards this house. It's very familiar to you. You see your favorite things in your garden if you have a garden. As you walk up to the house, you open the door, you smell the familiar smells of food, your favorite foods in the air. Could be mom's favorite recipe, your favorite foods, whatever it is. You're like, oh, so good. Can't wait to eat it. I want you to walk through the door. And in the living room, you see someone sitting in a rocking chair. And there's a chair in front of him or her. You want you to have a seat. You come face to face with the wisest version of yourself. Maybe your 100-year-old self is sitting in front of you, and you get to ask him or her any questions that you would like about your life. And so I just want you, I'm going to give you a minute just to listen, be there, look at you, and listen. And just take in all that they have to say. They may have nothing to say, but you're there with them in their presence. This is your highest self. Say hello. Once they have completed their message, or even if you're sitting in silence or in tears, whatever emotions you feel, let yourself feel them. I want you to thank them. Thank them so, so, so much for being here, for the wisdom of who they are. You just feel that light, the love that they have for you coming off of them. They love you so, so much. They want you to know that they have got you. They've been traveling this path with you, and they are so proud of you. You are loved more than you ever know, because the things that you're doing for yourself right now, those are the things that needed to be done so that you can enjoy the life that you want later, or in that vision. They are so proud of you. They've been with you the entire step of the way, and they are here with you for the rest of the journey throughout all of time. And so we say thank you for being with us today. And give them a hug if you want. Say goodbye. I want you to just slowly leave the room. Walk out of the house, back to the forest, the beautiful forest on a wonderful day. Back to the field that you started in. Slowly back to your body. You've always been in your body, but back to now, back to here, back to this container. Take your time. When you're ready, open your eyes. And how was that experience? Can you write it in the chat for me? It may take a minute to come back. What did you see? What did you notice? What did they say, if you're brave enough to share? I would love to know. And if you're not brave enough to share it right now, that's okay. And if you want to redo this again later, that's okay. Send me a message. I really love hearing all the different stories. And it just makes my day every time I get an email from you guys. So it would be lovely if you can share now, if you're called to it. If you're not, that's okay. If you want to do it in private, just send me an email, okay? And if you're watching at home, send me or watching the replay. I also want to know what came up. So how was that whole experience, not just that meditation or activation, but the whole, thank you for the love, though, that's a heart. Me too. This is my daughter and I, when she's at swimming lessons and they're in the pool, she'll look to me and then we just do the heart sign. So, because she always wants to just know I'm watching her. And so she'll be in the pool, she'll be with her teacher, and then she'll look up and I'll be like, okay, heart. That's our little thing. And then she returns the heart as well. You saw your mother, your grandmother, your father. Oh, so beautiful. You started in the Mexico labyrinth. Yeah. In your mother's garden. Oh, I have experienced food from your mother's garden. It's brilliant. Oh. All right. I'm glad we were able to go to those places. And thank you and your nervous system for being able to go. All right. So tomorrow, this is not done yet. Tomorrow is day 3. The old lady version always moves energy through me and tears roll out. Yes, yes, yes. You are not alone. You never were. It was an illusion that you thought you were alone. Okay, tomorrow, even more fun. Like if you thought today was the best, tomorrow, and this can be done by anyone, we're going to start to do this process in an integrative way. There's going to be music and dancing, and it's okay if you can't dance, and it's okay if you can't move. You can do it seated too. Okay, so this practice is for everybody that I created it for. So you can move your little body wherever you are. You can do it lying down too. You can shuffle, you can dance. I cannot dance, but I'm going to be dancing with you, okay? And so tomorrow's experience, come with a bit of loose fitting clothes, right? It might be hard to move around. Make sure you clear a space, okay? If you know you're one that like just wants to dance it all out, make sure you clear space so that you're not crashing into anything. If you want to be seated, then make sure you are just in a comfortable position and that your pants are nice and loose so that you can move your legs or just shake yourself in whatever way you want. Okay, we're redoing the whole process, but in a super integrative and fun way and with music. I'm hoping my music works, but we will find out tomorrow. Yes, so tomorrow is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I'm in the office on Thursday mornings, so I will not be able to do it at the regular 10 a.m. Okay, please keep giving me your feedback. For those of you that are interested or are new into my world, there are 3 ways to work with me. If you're in Ottawa, you're located locally, and you want to do some one-on-one chiropractic care, then I am here, right? If you have some strategies and tools and everything in place in your body already, and you would just enjoy these master classes and you enjoy trainings and just learning more, I've got the Daily Dose of Healing, which is a container where every single day I drop in a training, okay? They're bite-sized trainings, so they're like less than 10 minutes, and we have them on different themes. January is about nervous system rewiring, so the work that we're doing here, I'm going in even more detail and even more depth in the Daily Dose of Healing. You can get the links afterwards in the replay. And then finally, if you happen to be a business owner or you want to start a spiritual practice business, a healing business, something like that, then I'm available for guidance for that. All right. So thank you for today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. I am so proud of you. This was so much fun. And tomorrow is going to be just the next level. Thank all the parts of you for coming today, all the wisest parts of you, the youngest parts of you, all of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you tomorrow.